Greetings, it is I, Susie Q. What's showing up? What's lighting you up? What's turning you on? And what is illuminating the goodness in your preciousness of your beautiful, beautiful divinity, your body? So I think I get all situated. So I've been super freaking busy with doing QHHT, quantum healing hypnosis technique sessions, and also the Akashic records. And these are super fun and powerful times when we're working with those energies. And I have some maybe examples from that. But for right now, I'd like to really look at what are you creating in your field and possibly what part of you is ready to receive more insights and more knowledge than what the cat down the street may be saying is like, no, 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 we want more knowledge. We want to have more information pouring through. A lot of us, I think, are really perceiving and not perceiving, but actually feeling in their body all of the energies that are kind of pounding in, to planet Earth. A lot of energies, very, very big, profound, and possibly, creating some other disturbances within the field, meaning you might feel a bit more sleepy or, maybe feel like you need just to rest. And so some of these times when these energies are so big and profound is that we have opportunities just to lean into it and go, I'm just going to take a little bit of time. Like today, I was supposed to be at a meeting, and I just realized I feel like the best thing for me today is to hike the Papago Buttes and experience that majesty of the beautiful red rocks up here in sunny Scottsdale. And so sometimes we just have to kind of like reorganize our own sense of awareness as we're noticing that the energies so proud, so I was going to say proud, but so profound is that being out in that nature, even while these energies are really impactful and amazing, right? Is that we have opportunities to slow down a little bit, right? And then just kind of relax into the energies that are suggesting for us right now. So a lot of this is I take long walks. I'm a big walker, right? And with that energy, with walking, we start noticing what we're noticing, then we notice it again, and then we notice it another time, then we maybe start seeing more things, experiencing more insights, perceiving other energies that may be around us. Okay, so it's really powerful when we really take a good look at our own juicy sovereign self, right? Our beautiful divinity is that we really kind of lean into the energies that are being pronounced, and they're big. They're big. I don't know. It's been a good time for me being up here in Scottsdale. I was back from Houston and been up here for almost 4 years, and I don't know, it just kind of feels really clear. The energy here is super duper clear. So I want to talk about a little example about a Akashic reading that I did yesterday. So I do the quantum healing hypnosis technique. I already said that. And I do the Akashic records. And so typically when I do my Akashic records, they're mostly by phone. People are calling from out of state or in different areas. And then I'm basically on my bed in my bedroom. And then I put stuff over my eyes and I have it real cool and very dark. And that's really important for me. That's just been kind of my way of, kind of being able to access the energies that are so beautiful and profound. But yesterday I had somebody that came in person. So I was like, uh-oh, now what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Because I do go into kind of a meditative state. And so even I think with some of the other videos, I've talked about some of the experiences that I might be getting, and even like right now, the yawning. So I'm like yawning now. So super silly, but when I even talk about the Akashic records, or even when I'm in a session with the records, is the yawning comes through, but a lot of that is just kind of releasing other things, or maybe bringing in new things with the Akashic records. I sometimes when I say it, I just start yawning. I'm gonna have another yawn now. So that's what happens. That's what I do usually with the Akashic records. Another kind of thing that happens during the Akashic records is that we move into what I call the kundalini or the cosmic orgasm, is that you get goosebumps all over. And so for me, when I'm in a session and the things that I'm able to perceive to share with another person, I might start getting kundalini. And I always say kundalini no matter what kind of voice I'm using or whatever kind of tone that I'm using, is that it's interesting just to kind of notice when we're in truth. So whenever I say the Kundalini in an Akashic reading, it means we're in truth. So we'll stay there just for a little bit longer. It's so funny. That's so silly because now I'm going to yawn again. Every time I go into, so sorry, it's embarrassing. Every time I go into the Akashic records, and I'm not going to say it anymore because every time I say it, the energies start coming in. So I'm already feeling the energies are showing up. And so, with that being said, yesterday was a pretty cool session because I haven't done this ever on a day bed. So the day bed is actually where I put my folks in that are going for a quantum healing hypnosis session. And then, so today it was me, or yesterday it was me on the day bed, and I had a chair here for this man that came in for a visit to see what was going on, right? So it was really kind of cool. And I was first kind of like thinking, well, this is just so different because before when I was back in Houston, I had the psychologist office had a nice couple spaces for me that I could use. And I would usually just sit next to them on a couch or something. But now I really like being on the day bed so I could go deeper. More energy coming in, right? More energy or more releasing energy. So when we look at that, these experiences on the day bed, doing an Akashic reading with somebody in person, it's really kind of unique because I don't really get much feedback on a phone call because when I'm in that kind of state, when it's a phone call, I just keep going. I keep going through, but I was more aware of the presence of somebody that was actually sitting in the space with me. And it was so profound. The energies were so freaking big. Uh-oh. There it goes again. There it goes again. That is part of the energies of the Akashic records is that every time that we do this kind of work, that the energies are really big. So it's that beautiful out breath, that kind of comes through, and it's a yawn. It's so embarrassing. I'm doing a video with all these yawning. But what was interesting too, what I noticed is that there were many layers of the conversation yesterday. Some of it was bringing in people from the past. That was real sweet and real loving. A little bit of mediumship as well. And then what I found was interesting, really fascinating with this is the some of the questions that were asked by this young man was that it was kind of like interesting when I started to go in and get the answers. Uh-oh, yawning again. ah, ah. That's so exciting. It's kind of embarrassing yawning on a video, but what am I gonna do? All right. So yesterday I started going into two experiences that I remember that were light language. And so the language is fairly quick and it's got different sounds and tones and different vibrations than what that I could really process. But as soon as that light language was done, wow. Whew. As soon as that light language was complete, then I would have a different voice or different energy that came in that would be very spaciousness with the words and explaining exactly what that transmission was. And so I don't have any records of it for now. I have it recorded. But it's really powerful when we look at some of these energies and we start noticing what we're noticing. Then we notice it again and again, and then we start noticing and we really get it. We start getting some of this ancient knowledge. There was another session too with some other types of tones with that light language energy. And so that's very profound. So there's a lot of things that can come into to play with these sessions. When I was back in Houston, it was a little bit more laid back, and now it's going deeper and deeper. So I think for each one of us, as we're kind of gaining more insights and more sense of joy of life and more sense of love of self, is that we start getting more insights. And as we do that, here comes the yawn. Woo! Mama mia, woo! Um, So we're going to close that book on, I'm not even going to say what it was, what we were just doing. I'm going to close that book so I can get back to the conversation here. Is that we have opportunities to really lean into one another, and they bring questions when they come in. They bring questions with the Akashic records, and we talk about it before we go into where the daybed is, where I do my session. But it's really, really powerful, and it's really neat that when we have an experience where the toning comes in or different things come in, woo, whew, I don't even know if I want to complete this video because it's all yawning. But this is actually what happens for me when I'm having these experiences with, I'll just say, the AR, the Akashic Records. So for now, what I'd like to do is just offer this to you, is that whatever that you're seeking in your field of awareness and your field of of aliveness, is what is it that you're creating right now? What are you experiencing in your field? What are you noticing? And what are you perceiving through thoughts or different impressions? When we start moving through those beautiful divine energies of the impressions or the imagery or some of these thought constructs that just kind of fly in, right? As we have to just maybe have a little bit of a discernment with some of those beautiful systems and structures. And as we do that, we start noticing that we're beginning to get higher insights or learning more. It's like a new school is opening up. Maybe you're from kindergarten, all of a sudden you went to third grade, so you're really expanding your sense of consciousness and really awakening up to more experiences in this earthly school. So as we're working with these energies, with the Akashic records or the quantum healing hypnosis technique energy, is that we really look and go deeper into some of these sessions and find the guidance and the assist and the love for that person now. Everything that we do with this work that I do is that it's all to help the person now. So we like to have, great stories about different lives and different experiences, but what we're really seeking for is to get guidance, get beautiful guidance for our beautiful friends that come in that are seeking more knowledge and more wisdom as they're moving forward in this lifetime. So these are really fascinating times to share, and what's happening too is a lot more people are calling, they're coming in for sessions, and they're ready. They're like ready to have a different way of looking at life, a different way of experiencing their own body, a different way of, expecting what is next. What is the next best thing that's coming in my field? And we get a lot of that through that precognitive experience, the precognition. And so, with that precognition, as we always kind of suggest that when we're working with precognition, it means that the energy has already arrived. You're already sitting in a field of new possibilities. But the thing is that you have to kind of wake up to it. You got to kind of wake up to something amazing is possibly happening, but just secretly it's already here. That precognitive energy that you've been hoping for or wishing for or praying for is already here. So we really, really suggest that you really tune in as much as you can with meditation or through, taking a walk in nature or just experiencing life in a new and rich way. And when we do that, we start getting these beautiful, beautiful insights that will help us today. And so even if you're with a practitioner, or if you're really just working with your own self, you're going to start noticing what you're noticing, and then you notice it again, and then finally that third notice is really that sweet spot where you're like, oh man, I'm getting some stuff, oh my gosh, I'm getting this stuff and it feels great. That's when you're like, kind of like, I'm feeling groovy because I'm listening and I'm experiencing some new beautiful insights, and it's super fun, super groovy. So I think that's it for now. I didn't really know what I was going to say here, but the Akashic records were pretty cool from yesterday. So anyway, so sending you so much love and namaste.